Sophia Harbison was only in high school when she was sexually assaulted by a classmate, and her school did not react at all. She is only one of 300 students since 2018 who was assaulted and not helped by their school.
And he texts me, he's like, oh, like, can I come over to talk? I'm like, yeah, like, that's fine. Like, we have things to talk about. And so he comes over, and I was like, oh, like, I have weed, like, do you want to smoke some? Like, to just, like, relax and all of that. And so we smoke, and I had, like, a sip or two of this alcohol, and I was like, I don't feel good. Like, I feel really, really sick. Like, I need to close my eyes. And he's like, you're fine. I was like, no, I'm not. So I'm like, let me take like a 20-minute nap, like I'll feel better. And so I'm like trying to take a nap, and I wake up and his hands are in my pants. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? And so I called one of my friends from high school, and like I told her, and she was like, you need to report that. Like, he took advantage of you. So I went to the guidance counselor. She had to report it, and then my mom picked me up, and I like took the week off from school. And they said, oh, since it's gonna happen on campus, it's not our problem.
Incidents such as these can make survivors feel ashamed of themselves, embarrassed, or even lead to depression.
I guess a lot of anger and disgust at myself, not at him, because I was like, oh, well, why did I invite him over? Why didn't I like push him off? I just start blaming myself.
A similar incident happened to Joel Levin's daughter, a previous student at Garfield High School in Seattle.
School districts, I think, have to be better and more transparent about what happens when a student reports or a parent reports. Because right now, a lot of students may be, sexually harassed at school to the extent that it's affecting their learning, but don't know about how to complain or how to complain or what happens when they do complain. Some school districts are really transparent. They have flow charts like, okay, you make this report. This is who talks. This is who receives the report. This is what they do. And this is what you can expect as a response in this time frame. That's the exception. That's not the rule. So to make the process less opaque and to understand exactly what happens, that would be a big thing that schools could do.
Joel is not only a person affected by this issue, but has used his experience to create Stop Sexual Assault in Schools, a national nonprofit organization which can provide information about Title IX through their numerous videos, fact sheets, and toolkits.
Like maybe like a support group or just like educating everybody, I think would have been really helpful. So like, I wish my school during that week would have contacted an organization to come in and to talk about what rape is, what sexual assault is, how to help your friends, family, individuals, how to help yourself.
One of the problems we have is like parents are sort of oblivious of this issue until it happens to their child, right? And that I'm talking about myself too. Like we didn't know about this until it happened to our family. So like it's really hard to get for parents to be sympathetic to this issue if they haven't been personally affected by it.
Like there was no support, there was no help. I had to go to the guidance counselor on my own terms to like get support, and I was like, I can't see him in the hallway. Oh, well, there's not much we can do about that. Like, maybe you can leave class a few minutes early, but we can't guarantee that like all the teachers are going to allow that.
We rely heavily on volunteers, and but they have different levels of commitment and different levels of experience. So, we have a flow of volunteers that stay with us for a short time and then they move on. And so we're always looking for help.
Joel believes that to achieve much more as an organization, they would need many more volunteers.
I do know that my school, they brought in, I think the Delaware County, one nonprofit organization to talk about sexual assault. In high school, as you got older, it was about consent, and it wasn't really more about sexual assault anymore, where I feel like it should always be, I feel like once you hit middle school, high school, it should be about sexual assault and consent and Title IX. Because if I knew about Title IX, I feel like my experience in school could have been so much different.
There's been a lot more recognition of Title IX in K-12 schools, a lot more awareness of it, and a lot more awareness of, students being aware of their Title IX rights. You can develop age-appropriate lessons on consent and what are establishing personal boundaries, right? And that can start even in elementary school.
When you hear stories of individuals who come forward, like, fully listen to what they're saying and listen to how everything around them that was set up that was supposed to help them didn't help them, and try to, like, show them empathy and support.